Hey, this is Logan here, and I was mentioning on one of my posts earlier that one of the ways I've learned to save money since I've had this job slow down and I've been working for half time is that I've been making my own coffee. And specifically, because I'm a latte liberal, I had to learn how to make my own lattes. And so I've got all the ingredients here and all the different tools that I use to make my own lattes, and I thought I'd show you because what I figured out is I'm spending about $4 a day on lattes before, and now I'm spending probably somewhere between 50 cents to $1 after I have all of the items necessary and all the ingredients to do it myself. So I'm going to show you what I use, and then we'll go ahead and make one. First, just have milk. I like 2%. I've noticed that 2% and up, all the way up to whole, froth's better, and then skim just takes a longer to froth. So use what you like. I use 2%. Got my Pete's coffee here. I've got two types. We like Major Dickinson's brand, and in particular we have caffeinated and decaffeinated because I don't like full strength, and so I make half and half. We've got a stovetop espresso maker that looks like this one put together. It's got three parts. It's got the tank, and it's got a little place where you put the coffee and the pot at the top. So we'll use that in a little bit. Got a handheld whisk, or as they like to call it, a frother. So this is the Bonjour Primo latte frother, and you just hold it and you push it and it whisks. Pretty cool. We made the mistake of actually getting one at Bed Bath & Beyond that's called the Aero Latte. It's about $14.95, and it has no power. It really doesn't froth at all. This one is, like I said, the Bonjour Primo. You can get it on Amazon. It's about $19, and I highly recommend it. It's worth the extra $4 or $5. Really, really froths nicely, as you'll see in a minute. We've got two really big, nice mugs, which we like our big. We pretend like we're on Friends when they have those big coffee mugs. I mean, ours aren't quite that big, but we like to think that we are. And then finally, we have our different sweeteners. So I just like a couple of Splenda in mine. Christian likes vanilla, so we have some Tirani sugar-free vanilla syrup, which is made with Splenda. And I got that on Amazon on a lightning deal. I follow lightning deals on Amazon on Twitter, and I think I saved about $4 or $5 on a 3-pack. You can also find them more locally at Smart and Final, etc. So these are the items we're going to use, and we'll get started in a minute, and I will show you how to make your very own DIY latte. Alright, so we are ready to start our DIY latte. The first thing I wanted to mention is with your coffee that you get from Pete's or Starbucks or wherever you're going to get it, your local coffee place, make sure to get the finest grind, the espresso grind. Alright, if you get too much, you can get a little coarser than that, or less coarse, but it'll not be as rich and dark. So we really got, it's powder thin. I'll show you in a second. So the first thing we're going to do is actually take this little the espresso holder and put it in the pot. I've already put water in the pot, and you fill it up to just about where this little steam release valve is. You put this guy in there. Now, take a spoon, and you can see how powdery, just how powdery that is. I'm going to do probably 1.5 of each. See how that turns out. Got some. That was the decaf. Here's the calf. It's sticking. Alright, we'll do one more there. The one thing I've learned on this guy is that you don't want to fill it up all the way. If you do, for some reason, it does not percolate up to the top as well. So I leave a little bit of room like that. Just screw the coffee, the coffee pot on the top. Okay, get it nice and tight. Take it over, put it on the oven, stove, and you light your stove, and then what you want to do is you want to offset this just a little bit so it doesn't melt the handle. See how mine's melted? Yeah, oops. And you want to turn it down to about medium, maybe just a little under, and you want to offset it so that this handle is not being hit by the flame. And then you just leave it. Probably takes about 3 to 5 minutes, sometimes a little longer, depending on what temperature of water you put in the reservoir at the bottom. So we're done with our coffee. Now, what a good thing to do now is to take your milk and pour in, I don't know, I'd say about 1/3 of a cup into each of these. Because when you froth it, it's going to get pretty high, and then when you add the coffee, it'll add up as well. All right, so we take these, we're going to throw them, place them, don't want to throw, into the microwave. Now, I'm going to set the microwave for about 3 minutes. We'll do that once I hear this start to percolate, because you don't want them to get hot and then have the coffee not ready, because then your milk will look cold and that'll be terrible. So we'll come back when we're ready to froth and the coffee's all boiled. All right? Hey, so now we've got our milk heated. We did about 3 minutes. You don't want to overdo your milk because it can burn and get a little skim on top, and then it kind of tastes funny. So, I start with 2, 2.5, and then if I need more, I add gradually add a few additional seconds on. So we're going to start with Christian's here. Coffee is finishing up in the background. Christian likes his vanilla, like I said, and he also likes his froth to be sweet. So we add in 1 Splenda packet and the sum of the vanilla. We do 3 glugs. 1, 2, 3. If that's not enough, we'll add some more later. I stir it a little bit, get that all mixed up. Then, so you can see we have some duct tape on here. It did break. It was, my roommate had this for several years, and finally the black plastic had fallen off. And because we're in a bad economy, a recession, we decided to, DIY it and tape it up. Works just fine. So we're gonna put this in, and what you do is you put it down below a little bit, and the instructions say to spin it in the clockwise motion that the whisk turns the milk. But you don't want to keep it at the very top because it will really froth. I guess if you want cappuccino, you can do that. So we keep it in there, start moving it around in a circle. You can see already, I'm going to stop for a second, it's already frothing and getting quite nice. Keep going. And then to get a little bit of froth at the top, I pull up to the top a little bit. Alright, that's probably going to do it. So, next we'll do mine. Now, I don't like the vanilla as much, so I just put, well, I hate to say it, but I put 3 Splendas in. I'm a sweet freak. Stir it around a little bit. And do the same thing. Christian is the one that gave me the idea to put the sweetener in before you froth, so that your froth has some sweet flavor to it as well. I had never thought of that until he mentioned it. I think we're good to go. This is very hot, so be very careful. And what I do is I like to measure it out and see to look how much but when you lift this, the steam is going to come boiling, rushing out, so you have to be very careful. So as you pour it, see, look how dark and wonderful that looks. Okay. Over here. Over here. The final dollop over here. Now we'll give him the final little decorative piece. Alright, so that is a DIY latte, and just as good as any store, I swear to God. Try it, you'll save lots of money. I think really if you made these 7 times a day, or it's not 7 times a day, I do make twice a day. If you made it 7 times a week, and that could really add up. I think $200 or $300 a month, depending on how many you're drinking from the $4 Starbucks or Pete's or other coffee shop. So hope this has helped. This is Logan with his DIY lattes for the Latte Liberal in the recession.